Hello, dwarfs and dwarfettes. This is Mick JuryDutySummons, and in this episode of How to Dwarf Fortress, I wanted to discuss a bit about beekeeping. Beekeeping is an interesting industry. It's a recent addition to Dwarf Fortress, and I figured it was worth a bit of a discussion. There is a great Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, but Dwarfipedia. I think it's called Magma Wiki, whatever it is. There's a good wiki article which I will link to. So if you want some further information, that's a good place to go. The first thing that we're going to need to do in the beekeeping industry is make some hives, and so you want to go to the Craftsdwarf's workshop, and you can make it from a number of different materials. So wood or oops, what am I doing here? So yeah, I like to make them out of rock. But you can make them out of, I think you can make it out of bone? Nope, you can't make it out of bone. You can make it out of a number of materials. And since I made a bunch of them, I think you can even make them out of metal and glass, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah, in any event. So I make them out of rock. And I'm just going to make, I have plenty for right now, but I'll make 5 more just for the heck of it. And the other thing you need is a good place to stick your hives. And since we, in an earlier episode, created this indoor area here, this outdoor-indoor area, this is going to be a great place. Hives require that the tile that they're placed on or an adjacent tile be outdoors. And so this area next to these two farms is going to be a great place to put just a bunch of hives. And so we'll do that. So it's B, and then it's like Alt-H, which is kind of strange. Alt-H. Hopefully that will someday be changed. But, you know, never mind. Who knows? So I'm just going to build a bunch of them here. Use up all my marble hives, I guess. Da-da. I really do like the marble for this kind of stuff, just because the makes the buildings quite valuable. So that's 10 hives. Let's build some more. Let's see if I can do 20 hives. I've never built quite that many before, but might as well. Oops, oh well, used up those. And one more. Alright, perfect. So we'll allow the dwarves to come and install those. I don't know exactly. So, yeah, it's like beekeeping. Alright, so we need to make sure we do have a dwarf who is able to do beekeeping. And it's going to be in this far right-hand column in the orange. And so we do have a dwarf with that enabled. Since we have so many hives, I think it's probably a good idea to find another dwarf who doesn't know what they're doing. So, he's a new dwarf to the fortress. Does he have any skills? Oh, he's a fish dissector. Fish dissection. Who uses that? Alright, so he'll also be a beekeeper when he's not dissecting all those fish we have. So there we go. Oh, I have a possessed dwarf. Why do you be... Alright, well, whatever. Hopefully he won't go crazy and kill somebody. Alright, and so I'm going to pause it for a bit here, and stop it, you're distracting me. Damn hairy bastard. Alright, so I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to let the dwarves install all those hives, and then I'll show you a bit about the interface next. Alright, I'm back. They put down a couple of hives, just enough for us to take a look. And if you hit K and go over them, they'll show the hives there. If you do T for like the building properties, you can see what's contained. And so a regular hive will just show just the marble hive that we built it on. But a hive that actually has a colony in it will show live honeybees. And that one shows about 16,000, which is good. A lot of bees. Or 16,000 in value. I don't remember exactly what that count means, but it could be 16,000 bees. It's a ton of bees, but hey, why not? Alright, so if you go to the building settings under Q, and you go over to the hive, there's a couple different options here. One is install colony when ready, which is fine, and the other one is gather any products. Gathering of products destroys the hive, and so the way you build a long term hive project is you have some of the hives that you don't have gather, so the hive is never destroyed. However, when the hive grows to a big enough size, it can be split. So you have half the hives be gatherable and the other half non-gatherable. So they'll keep refreshing and they'll keep filling up the gatherable hives. So you'll get a constant stream of the products from from them. And so I'm going to set all of these along the bottom row. Does not gather. Until we get bees and everything, I'm going to set all of these to do not gather. Just because it's going to take a long time to fill these up. The way it works is once you build a hive, your beekeeper will go out and he'll try to find a natural hive somewhere nearby, usually outside. Let's see if we can see one handy. There's one right there. I think that's a hive. Yep, colony of bee. Never mind. You actually need honeybees. Bumblebees don't work. So let's take a look. See if we can have some bumblebees. Well, that's an ant colony. That doesn't work either. Well, in this texture pack, oh, there we go. Colony of honeybees. At some point, a dwarf will go out there and either gather that one or gather some of the other ones. Since I have so many hives, I'm probably going to gather probably all of the ones on the map. We're probably going to run out of wild honeybees. That's fine. Ants. Wait a second here. Is that that's a water buffalo. I want to trap some water buffalo. Anyway, sorry. Distracting. Like a toddler sometimes. Easily distracted. So anyway, the dwarves will happily go through. They'll fill up all those. Once it is ready to be harvested. Did he? Oh, he begin. That guy. What is he building me? Oh, something bony. Yeah, I need another epic bone crafter. Like I need a hole in my head. So yeah, once the colony has been harvested, it's going to generate two things: honey and no, it's going to generate honeycomb and royal jelly, I believe. And so honeycomb can't really be used as is, but it can be pressed in a press. And so I have, hopefully, if all worked well, I have a press built. And I gotta remember what the command is for the press. Screw press. There we go. And so I'm gonna put it over here just because it's gonna be close to my stockpiles. Well, do I want it? Or do I want it? Yeah, we'll put it right there. Then we need some mechanisms. There we go. So yeah, once the screw press is done, and once there's some honeycomb, and you give it the labor to press the honeycomb, it'll take the honeycomb there, it'll create a pressed honeycomb, and it'll create honey. That process does require jugs, and you can make jugs at the craft workshop as well. And I have a couple dozen jugs to start with, and that should be good for now. Yeah, let me see. Someone building that yet? Yeah, someone will come by and build that. I believe the pressing can be done automatically. Yeah, so anyway, honey can be used as is as a food. Royal jelly can also be used as is as a food, or it can be cooked. Honey can be cooked, but can also be brewed, and that's kind of what you really want to do with honey, is make mead out of it. And so you can see here at the still, you can add a task, and make mead is an option. Although it's red now, because I don't think we have everything we need. Yep. I don't know. That's weird. So yeah, we don't quite have everything we need for the mead yet, but it's when the hives are going well, we'll be all set. One thing to note is these little guys flying around, these bees, they can sting dwarves. For whatever reason, it doesn't hurt the dwarves and it doesn't piss them off, so it's not a big deal. But you can you can sometimes see that in the notes form. Looks like we got some good hives going here. Cool. Are they filled yet? Wow, all but one is filled. Let's turn all the collection off on these. That is awesome. That was quick. Oh, looks like he finished his capybara bone mask. Excellent. What is it worth? 50,000. That's cool. Let's view it here. This is a giant capybara bone mask. All craftsman dwarfs are the highest quality. It's encrusted with capybara or cryophase, studded with bullion, decorated with elk leather, and encrusted with bands of water buffalo bone. That sounds wonderful. On the item is an image of dwarves in giant capybara bone. The dwarves are laboring. The artwork relates to the founding of Sac System by the post of swords of the creation of seizing in the early spring of 2051. On the item is the image of two ratweed in blue garnet. Right? Okay. Well, I'm happy that we've created something so worthwhile. I get a bit cynical about some of those things because sometimes they're fairly worthless and they can end up costing you an otherwise good dwarf. So anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for now. We got some good production going on. We got lots of happy dwarves, and if all goes well, we'll have some honey production, which means we'll have more food. And this place has a lot of food. I think we have almost 2,000 units of food, and about 1,700 units of booze. So I think we're in good shape. Oh boy! All right. Have a nice evening, everybody. If you guys have any questions, let me know, please.